Hi, I'm just Jeannie. Thank you for coming back, or thank you for seeing me for the first time. Today, I'm talking to you about excess clutter and minimalism. Excess clutter is something we all have in our lives, unless you're already a minimalist. But I'm not just talking about physical clutter, literal clutter in your life. I'm also going to be talking to you about mental and emotional clutter, and how the two go hand in hand. Let's start with the literal clutter in our life. Literal clutter is the things that we carry around or have in our homes, our living rooms, our kitchens, our closets, our bathrooms, bedrooms, garages, attics, and so on and so forth. Um, we tend to store things that mean something to us or meant something to us. For whatever reason, we accumulate things. And sometimes we continue to buy things and accumulate things, and we don't even know why we're doing it. It could be insecurities. It could be that we didn't have when we were younger, and now we think we need to have them so that we don't feel the way we did when we were younger. Or it could just be that we have the money, or it makes us feel better in some way. I guarantee you will feel better about yourself if you unclutter your life. The power of not having the clutter in your life. Clutter holds you back. It holds you back from free thinking, free feeling, possibilities, and new growth. It holds you back from being your true self. If you have excess baggage and excess clutter, literal, right now, you cannot rise to your full potential. When you unclutter your surroundings, it's just a natural fact that you'll unclutter your mind as well and make a space for new opportunity, less stress in your life. You will feel much better. And that also applies to your mental state. Less stress will definitely lead to more productivity. So it increases your productivity. Let's delve into the figurative part of uncluttering. Uncluttering your mind, getting out of the minutia, is really important. Once you start to unclutter your workspace or your bedroom, clutter in the bedroom leads to less sex. Clutter in the office leads to less productivity. Clutter in the kitchen, less cooking, more spending money on food outside the house. It goes on and on. So let's say you unclutter your workspace and you have a nice open spot where you're doing your work. And you're still bothered by that last job that you left, were fired from, were laid off from, or were abused in some way. They made you feel horrible about yourself. So that still lingers in your mind. That is clutter that inhibits you from feeling the strength that you do possess in this new job. What you need to do is get rid of that negativity. That negativity that you feel is stress and clutter. It's baggage that you're carrying around. We carry around baggage from relationships, we carry it around from jobs, we carry it around from childhood, from peers, from injuries, from everything in our life. You may not be aware of it, but it's happening and it's there. And it scars us. We have to unclutter that. We have to take that away. And there's ways to do it. And as we unclutter physical aspects of our life, we have to allow ourselves to unclutter our minds and our souls and our heart. I suggest doing this as part of becoming a minimalist. And I have a way that I did it. And I did it in Bali last year. I spoke about going to Bali and that I'm going again this year. And I did it briefly. And I'd like to share with you how I did this. I had planned my trip to Bali for 6 months, saving and scrimping and just doing everything to make sure that it was a good trip. And I took a minimalist approach, but not even as much as I'm going to take this year, because I know more this year. I know what I have to bring and what I don't have to bring. And I really don't have to bring the stuff that I brought last year. So let's go back to last year. I had a rough life. A lot of people did. But mine was particularly rough. I had lots of heartache, some terrible illnesses I have. Don't pity me though, because I don't need pity. I'm a survivor. And I'm doing well. I'm still sick, but I'm still kicking. And I have had really tough things happen to me. And like I said, I've survived. Sometimes by the skin of my teeth, but it's okay, as long as you survive. And I've been on the brink of disaster and gotten through. So being there and being that I have been to that edge of life, I've carried around a lot, and a lot of guilt, a lot of regret, a lot of hurt, and a lot of trauma. And I've carried this baggage around with me for a long time. So I lived with it and sat with it, and it was really weighing heavy on me. So I went to what I knew, and that was to write a list. Now, I wrote this list with the intention of burning it in Bali. Yes, that's right. Having a ceremony by myself to burn it in Bali. I wrote down everything that I didn't forgive myself for, everything that had hurt me, everything that happened to me, everything that I had done, things that I hadn't forgiven myself for, and so on. The things that just really stuck with me and that I needed to release so that I could move on and bring good things to me after. Allows the space for the good to come in, the joy to come in, and the bad to move away. So when I got to Bali, I picked a particular night where I would be alone. And I took my list, and yes, it was from this very pad. I put it in a clay pot, and I burned it. I took that list and I folded it up nice and tight, and I had a ceremony by myself, just me, in which I gave it all up. I said, I'm not carrying this around anymore. I'm letting it all go. I sent it off into the universe. And I've never thought on it again. I forgave me. And I moved on. I moved on to allow joy in my life. That was my story. And I want you to make your story. Release the clutter. Make room for joy. Namaste.